Welcome back to The Word. I'm your host, Max Dutton, reporting for the Baker Orange. On this week's episode, we'll get students' opinions on the COVID vaccine, take a look at the infamous Shadow the Cat, and end with the 2-minute drill. Before we start this week's episode, we would like to make a brief correction to last week's segment on Student Senate. We said the Student Senate was a liaison between students and the admissions department, but they're actually a liaison between students and the Baker administration. Student Senate gives students a voice to be heard. We apologize for making those errors. Discussions are circulating around Baker's campus on whether or not the COVID vaccine will be required next fall. While nothing has been decided yet, we decided to get students' opinions on the matter.
I just think that student life, I'm just ready for it to be back to normal and start meeting people and have a more normal year. So if requiring a vaccine is, the only option that we have to get rid of masks, be able to be close and have more events and everything like that, then I'm all for that.
I feel like they should require the vaccine just in case, things get worse next year. Obviously things are getting better, but there's no promises of what's going to happen next year. So I feel like they should.
I don't believe that the vaccine should be required on campus because like everything else, it should be your choice.
I think there is a lot of benefits, so it could get us to where we don't have to wear masks during classes and having full class sizes again, getting to have all of our athletics and all the aspects with that. So I think it would benefit us in the long run.
According to the CDC, research shows that the COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective. COVID-19 vaccines were evaluated in tens of thousands of participants in clinical trials. The vaccines met the Food and Drug Administration's rigorous scientific standards for safety, effectiveness, and manufacturing quality needed to support emergency use authorization. The CDC also states that long-term side effects are very unlikely. For more information, visit cdc.gov. Shadow the Cat has been the center of attention across campus recently. This week, Marissa and Dara found out more information about this special cat.
Hey Baker Wildcats, I'm Marissa Shimke. Students have noticed a gray and white fluffy cat named Shadow walking around campus. Let's learn more about him.
Yeah, I know this one cat named Shadow. He likes to climb up the trees and everything, and he also stops by Zeta Chi. The owners of Shadow actually lived next to Zeta Chi for a bit, and then so the cat just always came by, so that's how we figured out the name. And then they moved away from us, but they still live in Baldwin City, so.
So there was one time we had to go do our scheduled meetings for football, and we were walking out from the Starbucks, me, Marco, and JG, and the cat was up here, and he followed us all the way to the coach's office.
I like cats. He did almost trip me on my way to psychology one day.
Oh, I love playing with Shadow. Like, he's just a really friendly cat and everything, and like every time he comes by Zeta Chi, we always take him in and play with him for a bit and give him some water and stuff.
He's always really friendly, and sometimes I would watch him just lounging right by like the Taft Bridge, and I would just go up to him and pet him, and he'd be really kind. I've had my fair share of interactions with Shadow. Last week he followed me from the chapel all the way to the Union. That's it for this week. I'm Marissa Shimke.
Now let's get started with the Baker Orange news rundown. Baker Orange staff member Liam Flake reported that April marks Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a time dedicated to raising awareness for and preventing the issue of sexual assault, harassment, and abuse. In light of this, Baker Rallies Against Violence organized a series of events to recognize this month and the topics it addressed, focusing on the theme of Listen, Care, Believe. These events included Tabling, Empower, a self-care seminar hosted by the Sexual Trauma and Abuse Center, and a meditation lunch. Baker Orange staff member Maria Gutierrez reported that clubs around campus teamed up with Baker's race and ethnicity class to provide a night of awareness for issues surrounding race and ethnicity in various minority groups. All of Baker's campus was invited to attend the event, as the goal was to bring their findings out of the classroom. Everyone either sat on the lawn or the wall surrounding the plaza. One by one, each group presented their research and included information about their history, how they have been marginalized, and also of their successes. The involved student organizations also took part in presenting information. Now let's check in with Adam to get all the sports coverage you need to stay up to date with your Wildcats.
Welcome back to the last 2-minute drill of the year. I'm your host, Adam Cook. Let's get right into it one last time. We start off with one of the two teams that went into the Heart of America Conference Tournament with a tournament winning streak, the baseball team. The team headed down to Ozark, Missouri and started off the tournament hot as they dominated the Wildcats of Culver Stockton 21-8 in a 7-inning run rule. The team then came back later that night to take on the 2 seed Clark University and came away with an upset victory, winning this one 11-8. The win over Clark extended Baker Baseball's conference tournament winning streak to 7 games, but all good things come to an end as number 23 ranked Mid-America Nazarene beat the Wildcats 6-23. Baker then came out on Saturday to fight for their lives in an elimination game against Culver Stockton, but couldn't pull it off, losing what would be the last game of the season 5-10. This ends the Wildcat baseball season, so thank you to the team's seniors and good luck next season. Next up, the other team on a hot streak in Heart of America Conference tournaments, the Baker softball team. The girls headed to Cedar Rapids, Iowa to take on Evangel in their first game of the tourney on Thursday, coming away with a decisive 9-2 dub. They then played again on Friday in an extra innings thriller against number 4 ranked Central Methodist, coming out on top 7-6 in the 9th inning. This win extended the combined Heart tournament game-winning streak between Baker's baseball and softball teams to a whopping 13 games. Unfortunately, both went on to lose the next game as the softball team fell to the Mount Mercy Mustangs on Saturday morning 4-10. The Wildcats then played an elimination game later on Saturday against the Grandview Vikings but lost 3-8, ending their season. Congrats to the team for a successful season and thank you to the seniors. Lastly, outdoor track and field competed in the conference tournament this weekend as well. Over the weekend, the Wildcats crowned 9 conference champions and Liam Barnesby and Maya Yoder were named the Heart of America track athletes of the meet. There were also a total of 28 Wildcats given all-conference honoree honors. Overall, the women's team placed 4th out of the 13 teams in the Heart, and the men's squad placed 2nd. Congrats to the team on a great season, and best of luck to those traveling into Gulf Shores, Alabama for the National Championships next Wednesday. That's all I've got for you for this week's 2-minute drill. Thanks for tuning in all semester long. We'll see you back next year. Sign it off, Max.
Well, that'll do it. Thanks for joining us on this episode of The Word. Remember to keep up to date with all things Baker Orange by following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Baker Orange. While you're at it, you can also follow the Instagram and Twitter pages for our show at BU_The Word. See you next fall when we resume the show. Have a great summer, Wildcats.